Hey y'all, today we're going to be making our famous bacon cheddar chicken in our casserole crock. Oh, we'll have a whole lot of fun.
Look at that. Oh yeah. It still looks really, really good. Check that out. Hi, welcome back to another edition of Cooking Chris's Dishes with the good old boy, where we're cooking up another dish from recipes.crock.com, my beautiful wife's cooking blog. And I've been out of the shots for a while because I've been doing a lot of editing, been working on the music, but it's time for me to get back in the kitchen to do some cooking. Frankly, that's because Cris is tired of doing all the cooking and it's my turn. So we're going to make something that we all love in this family. I know we've made it before, but frankly, I don't care because it's just that good. So we're going to bring back a favorite. Think of this as like one of your favorite reruns, you know? And this one is super, super easy to make, and it's really, really, really good. And the cool thing is about it, it's low carb too if you're going low carb. And that's our bacon cheddar chicken. And what you're going to need, well, chicken. Duh. This is a little over 3 pounds of chicken thighs. Anything boneless and skinless, whatever you want to use. We prefer thighs because we're thigh people. If you want to use breast, that's fine. You might have to cook it a little bit longer to get it to a texture that will be great, but be careful so that you don't cook it too long and it gets chalky. Which again, is why we like thighs. 1 brick of cream cheese that has been very, very, very softened. I could stick my finger through that. I won't, but trust me, it's soft. You also want to have some green onion. You also want to have about 8 slices of bacon that's been cooked up already. This is some bacon that I almost burnt this morning, so it'll work perfect in this dish. You want 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. You want mayonnaise. In fact, you want a ½ cup. And of course, salt and pepper to taste. So all I'm going to do right now is I have my chicken already in the bottom of my casserole crock, and I'm going to do a little salt and pepper now. With a little Himalayan pink sea salt. I don't care what color it is. Salt. And then some, well, Walmart brand pepper. But hey, I'm grinding it so it's freshly cracked pepper. Just like that over the top. I didn't even count that time, but that's because I'm hungry and ready to go here. Next thing I want to do is with my mixtures. I want to take my cream cheese. The whole block of softened cream cheese. In fact, it is so soft that most of it stayed on the plate. That's good. I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Checked it out. Still a little bit too hard. Did another 30 seconds, and it is perfect. Now, it is pretty much the consistency of mayonnaise. And I'm going to stir that up to make sure there aren't any chunks in there left. Speaking of mayonnaise, you want a ½ cup of mayonnaise. Not Miracle Whip, not salad dressing. Mayonnaise. I've got a brother who's got a horse. Named his horse Mayo, and I said, why? And he said, because mayonnaise, not salad dressing. I have to do the dishes, so I'm going to eyeball this at a ½ cup. Right there is about a ½ cup. Just like that. And then I will stir this together until the cream cheese and the mayonnaise is all incorporated within themselves, making one big party out of it. Just like that. And then once I've done that, I'm going to put that over the top of my chicken. Evenly as you can get it over the chicken, and that is going to cook into that chicken. And there's something about mayonnaise cooking in chicken. Doesn't matter what dish. Any dish I've had makes for a really creamy dish with something like that, and it just works well. I don't know if it's the acids that are in the mayonnaise, you know, the lactic acid or whatever the acid is. I don't know how it breaks down that chicken just right, but it really, really works together. I love mayonnaise dishes, or chicken dishes with mayonnaise. Right over the top, just like that. And then you don't lick your spatula. Get rid of your spatula. Put that in the sink because it's just raw chicken. Now, you've got your 2 cups of your cheese. You've got your 8 strips of bacon. And you've got your onions left over. What I want to do is I'm going to chop up my onions real quick and real fine. Just like this. In fact, everybody else tells me to speed up the tape. I think I'll do the same thing right now. Alright, so I've got my green onion all chopped up. And I really don't want all that, the hot part, which is the white part. So I got rid of most of that and I just wanted the green. So I got plenty of that. In fact, I think I might have a little bit too much green onion, but frankly, I don't care because I'm making it and I love green onion. Next thing I want to do is I want to finally chop up my bacon. Or, in this case, I'm just going to crunch it up because I know this bacon is crispy because I overcooked my bacon this morning. And when I say I overcooked it, a lot of people like their bacon really, really crispy. I like my bacon crispy, but to have some chewy in it. This has no chewy left. This is all crunchy bacon, but that's good because when you want crumbled bacon, you don't have to fight it. It crumbles up real fine, just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of my onions and go over the top of my chicken. Don't worry about how this looks because you're going to cover it with cheese and then later on you're going to use the other half to coat the top or to put the top on. Right now your chicken's topless, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But don't worry about how it looks right now because all this is going to cook down. And then I'm going to take half of my bacon, sprinkle over the top, and I can tell you right now it's real pretty. Even though it's going to get covered up by that cheese, it's still really, really pretty. And now, well, first off, you know what? This is my show. I can stop and show you. Take a look at this. Look how pretty that is right there. And I can tell you right now, it looks delicious, mainly because it's got bacon on it and I can smell that bacon. But we're going to have to ruin the view and cover it with cheese. Of course, if cheese is your preferred thing to look at, I'm about to make you real happy. And I'm just going to go over the chicken and the bacon and the onion and the mayonnaise, just like that, evenly over the top of all of it. Make sure that cheese gets down over the top. And actually, that looks real pretty too. Check this out. This is what you should look at when you're done. And now all I want to do is I'm going to cover it and I'm going to cook it on low for 4 to 4.5 hours until my chicken is done. The cheese is going to melt down. Everything's going to really get to know itself within the heat that's going on in this slow cooker. If you got one of those cookers kind of like we do with this particular casserole crock, about 2.5 hours in, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to rotate it to 180. That way it evenly cooks everything. And then when we come back, we're going to top it with the rest of our toppings. And I'm going to go to town and eat it because I am starving and I cannot wait to have this again. And you're going to see that in 3, 2, 1. Hey, guess what? I made a mistake, but I've still made dinner. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to show you what happens whenever I make a mistake, but I still have to do a video and I still have to present this for dinner. See, what I did was, well, hang on. Let's get you set up on a stand. What I did was I read the directions wrong, which that's going to happen sometimes. And what I did was instead of mixing my cheese and onions and bacon into the topping of mayonnaise and cream cheese and then putting it on there, I thought I was supposed to sprinkle it on top because I didn't read the directions right. I made a mistake. However, check this out. This looks really, really good. You've got cheese on top. You've got onions and bacon. That looks gorgeous after that cheese is all melted down. However, that was supposed to go on top. That was supposed to go inside of the mayonnaise and cream cheese mixture that I made. So I could serve it as is, or I could mix this up real good because I put it all in one bowl to consolidate and save room. And I could just sprinkle it on top and let it melt for a little bit, which is what I think I'm going to do. So we're going to see if this is going to turn out good or not. If it does, it's a win for Daddy. If it doesn't, well, Cris is going to kill me because we're on the road and we don't have that much room in the fridge to go get more chicken. We're going to give this about 5 minutes on heat to see if that cheese will melt down a little bit. And when I come back after the snap, I'm going to see if I'm going to eat good chicken or if I'm just going to eat crow. 3, 2, 1. Alright, we've gone for about 5 minutes of putting that extra topping of cheese and bacon and green onion into our slow cooker. Because guess what? I'm not perfect. I followed the recipe to a T until I turned and went the wrong way on the T. You know what? It's okay to be imperfect. That's what's going to happen in your house sometimes. And it happens here in the trailer. In this giant RV, you got a pile of dirty dishes over here because we're limited on resources, and I can't do the dishes until we get all the dishes done so we can save on resources. I got a beer sitting right here because I just went to the store and traffic was horrible, and I came back and I felt like I wanted to have a beer. And I'm going to eat this on a paper plate because why? It's one less dish that I have to do. So, anywho, enough of my whining. Let's see if this is going to turn out good. This is what she looks like right here. Check that out. It looks amazing. It looks so good. You can see the bacon and the onion and a whole bunch of cheese there on top. But I want to see what it looks like when you dig in. I'm a corner man, so I'm going to go in the corner and I'm going to pull out a little bit of that cheese. Look at that. Oh, yeah. It still looks really, really good. Check that out. So I'm going to grab a plate and set it on there so I don't dump it everywhere. Because it's not like I'm going to throw it out, but I don't want to waste it this way either. It made for a great broth at the bottom. I still can't believe I didn't do that. One thing I think what it would have done, had you put the bacon and the onion and the cheese inside of it, it probably would have pushed a little bit more bacon and onion flavor into the chicken along with that sauce. But this is not what might have happened or what could have happened. This is what happened. And we're going to see if it still turned out good. If not, I'm still going to eat this. You're just not going to see this video. Let me come up here to y'all. So I'll get a bite of the chicken and the cheese. See that stringy cheese? There's bacon and onion all over the top of it, of course. Oh. No. I did it right. Just exactly, this is exactly the way I wanted to do it. See, you'd seen the way we did it before with a previous video. I want to show you a different way. It's cheesy. It's creamy. It's like that mayonnaise and cream cheese kind of wrapped around the chicken, especially as it cooked down. Of course, the juices kind of cook out of the chicken and it just kind of simmers it for 4 hours and just simmers it in a nice warm hug. And you put that first thing of cheese, that first thing of onion, and that first thing of bacon on top, and it's like a warm blanket over the top of that warm hug. And then you come in and figure you screwed it up, you want to give it another hug. So you drop the bacon and the onion and the cheese again on top of it, that second half. And one thing that it does do that it would not have done had we did it, well, Chris's way, is there wouldn't have been that much of a crunch with it, because that bacon and that onion in 5 minutes is not going to get mushy. It's going to retain a little bit of that crunch, and that's exactly what happens. So you've got all these flavors, and then you got the texture of that soft chicken. It's really tender, it's perfectly cooked, and then on top of it you got that crunch of the bacon and the onion. So there's a party going on in your mouth, just like I intended. Y'all, if you like watching me screw up and fix my mistakes, maybe you like the food, maybe you like the family, I don't know. Why'd you come here? Tell us down in the comments below. But if you like it, give us a thumbs up. Also, if you have not become a member of the Crock Posse, then if you would, click the little subscribe button down below and become a member of the Crock Posse. That's all you got to do. And if you want to know as soon as see, I told you I'm not perfect. If you want to know as soon as we put up a new video, be sure and click the bell next to the subscribe button. We call that the ding-a-ling, naturally. And that's going to let YouTube know that you want to see the videos as soon as we put them up. But the most important thing is to laugh often, eat good food, and speak life. Bye, y'all. Hey, Cris, it's ready and I didn't mess it up. If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon link below.